Hello, friends. Welcome to this exciting podcast episode. What's your sleep schedule like? Are you an early bird, or do you find yourself scrolling through your phone way past midnight? Be honest. How many times have you said, "Tonight I'll sleep early," only to end up binge-watching short videos or checking social media? Drop your answer in the comments. I'm curious to see how many night owls are joining us today. Hey, Switey! Thanks for having me on this podcast. I'm excited about today's conversation.
Glad to have you, Tom. So today, we're diving into a topic we all deal with but often overlook: sleep.
Sleep? That's awesome. Did you know studies show that people who get less than 7 hours of sleep per night have a 30% higher risk of developing heart disease? Isn't that shocking?
Totally. Sleep is like a reset button for both our body and mind. Without it, everything feels off. Our mood, focus, and even how we interact with others. It's such a game changer.
Absolutely. But let's talk about a big culprit behind poor sleep these days: our mobile phones. Do you know how many people stay up late just mindlessly scrolling?
Ugh, don't remind me. I've been there. I used to scroll through my phone late at night thinking it was harmless. But then I noticed how exhausted and unfocused I felt the next day.
Same here. And let's not forget short videos, like the ones on TikTok or Instagram. Do you think they're part of the problem too?
Part? They're the problem. I used to get lost in them all the time. They're so addictive. You tell yourself just one more and suddenly it's 2 hours later.
Exactly. Short videos are designed to grab your attention and keep you hooked. They keep your brain stimulated when it's supposed to be winding down.
Right, and while they're fun, we have to think about their impact. They're messing with our sleep cycles in ways we don't even realize.
So, the takeaway here is that we need to take control, set boundaries, limit screen time before bed, and stop letting our devices dictate our sleep habits. Simple changes can make a big difference.
Couldn't agree more. And speaking of the effects of poor sleep, let's talk about how it impacts the brain.
Great point. Lack of sleep can seriously mess with brain function. It makes it harder to concentrate, remember things, and even regulate emotions.
Exactly. Did you know it can also kill your creativity? Sleep deprivation impacts your ability to make decisions, solve problems, and stay focused.
Spot on. And it's not just about the brain. Chronic sleep loss can lead to serious health problems like heart disease, high blood pressure, obesity, and even stroke.
True. Sleep isn't just about rest. It's about recovery and maintaining both mental and physical health.
Exactly. A good night's sleep sets the tone for a productive, energetic day when you wake up and feel refreshed.
Absolutely. So friends, take a moment to reflect on your sleep habits. What's one small change you can make starting tonight? Share it in the comments, and let's commit to better sleep together.
Now, let's dive into the scientific ways to fall asleep quickly. Have you ever heard of the 4-7-8 breathing technique? It's a game changer.
Could you tell me a bit more about it?
Sure. You inhale for 4 seconds, hold your breath for 7 seconds, and then exhale slowly for 8 seconds. This simple method relaxes your nervous system and helps your body get into sleep mode naturally.
That's amazing. Is it scientifically proven?
Yes, absolutely. The 4-7-8 breathing technique was popularized by Dr. Andrew Weil, a Harvard-trained physician. It's based on pranayama, a form of controlled breathing from yoga.
Interesting. But how exactly does it work? What happens in our body when we do it?
Good question. When you do the 4-7-8 technique, you trigger your parasympathetic nervous system, which is like your body's rest and digest mode. Studies have shown that deep breathing exercises like this can lower cortisol, the stress hormone, and slow your heart rate. This signals to your body that it's time to relax, making it easier to fall asleep.
Wow, that makes sense. So it's not just about breathing, it's about how it calms your whole system. Does it really work for people with insomnia?
Definitely. In fact, Research published in the Journal of Clinical Psychology found that deep breathing, like the 4-7-8 method, can reduce anxiety and even help with insomnia. It's a great natural way to ease your mind before bed.
That's so helpful. I can see how this could work. I might give it a try tonight. Friends, will you try this too? Have you ever tried any breathing techniques before bed, or is this the first time you've heard about it?
Now let's talk about another way to improve your sleep quality. Have you ever tried adjusting the temperature of your bedroom to help you fall asleep faster?
Temperature? How does that work?
Good question. Research shows that the ideal room temperature for sleep is between 60 to 67 degrees Fahrenheit, 15 to 20 degrees Celsius. When your body cools down, it signals to your brain that it's time to sleep. Too warm or too cold can actually disrupt your sleep and make it harder to fall asleep.
That's fascinating. I've heard people recommend a cool room for better sleep, but I didn't realize it was this important. Do you also need to adjust your blankets or sheets?
Absolutely. Light blankets or sheets can help maintain that cool temperature, and it's a good idea to avoid heavy bedding that might trap heat. Just like we talked about in breathing techniques, your body needs to be relaxed and comfortable, and temperature plays a big role in that.
Wow, I never really paid attention to that. It sounds like small changes can make a big difference. Friends, what's your sleep environment like? Do you adjust your room temperature, or do you prefer it warmer or cooler? Let us know in the comments.
Exactly. Another simple method is limiting caffeine intake, especially in the afternoon or evening. Caffeine stays in your system for hours, so if you have coffee late in the day, it might be harder to fall asleep.
That's a great tip. How much caffeine is too much? Is there a point where it really starts affecting sleep?
Yes, caffeine can stay in your system for up to 6 hours, and even small amounts can interfere with your sleep. So if you're drinking coffee or energy drinks after 2 or 3 p.m., it could be impacting your ability to fall asleep at night.
Good to know. I'll have to watch my caffeine habits, especially in the late afternoon. Friends, do you drink coffee or energy drinks? What's your cutoff time for caffeine? Let's share in the comments.
You look exhausted today. Rough night.
Yeah, I just couldn't fall asleep.
How long did it take?
At least an hour, maybe more.
That's frustrating. What do you usually do when you can't sleep?
I just lie there and hope for the best.
That might be the problem. Ever heard of the 4-7-8 breathing method?
No. What is it?
You inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 7, and exhale for 8. It slows your heart rate.
Sounds complicated. Does it really work?
Many people find it relaxing. It's based on a breathing technique from yoga.
I'll try it, but what if it doesn't work?
There's also progressive muscle relaxation.
What's that?
You tense and relax different muscle groups, starting from your toes up to your head.
That sounds tiring.
Exactly. It tricks your body into feeling sleepy.
Interesting. Any other tricks?
A cool room helps. Your body temperature naturally drops at night.
So, I should lower the thermostat.
Yes, around 65 degrees Fahrenheit, 18 degrees Celsius is ideal.
I usually sleep with a blanket no matter what.
That's fine, as long as the air around you is cool.
Okay, so breathing, muscle relaxation, and temperature. Anything else?
Light exposure. Too much screen time before bed confuses your brain.
Yeah, I'm on my phone a lot at night.
Try avoiding screens at least 30 minutes before bed.
That's gonna be hard.
Maybe switch to reading a book instead.
I'll think about it. Anything else I should try?
So, no screens before bed, but what if I need to check something?
Try using a warm-colored night mode. Blue light tricks your brain into thinking it's daytime.
That explains why I feel wide awake after scrolling.
Exactly. If you really need your phone, dim the brightness and use night mode.
Got it. What about listening to music?
Soft, slow music can help, especially instrumental or nature sounds.
I usually listen to upbeat songs.
That might be keeping you awake. Try something calming, maybe classical music or white noise.
White noise, like a fan.
Yes, fans, rain sounds, or ocean waves, they block out sudden noises that might wake you up.
Makes sense. What about drinking something before bed?
Herbal tea can be great chamomile, for example, but avoid caffeine.
I usually have soda in the evening.
That's probably making it worse. Caffeine stays in your system for hours.
What about warm milk? My grandma always says it helps.
It does for some people. It contains tryptophan, which can promote sleep.
Okay, so I should drink tea or warm milk instead of soda.
Yes, and avoid heavy meals to close to bedtime.
Why?
Your body stays busy digesting, which can keep you awake.
I do snack at night sometimes.
Try something like maybe a banana or a handful of nuts.
Bananas help with sleep.
Yes, they have magnesium and potassium, which relax your muscles.
Interesting. What about sleeping positions?
Side sleeping is usually best. It improves circulation and reduces snoring.
I sleep on my stomach. Is that bad?
It can strain your neck and back. A pillow under your hips might help.
I'll try that. What if I wake up in the middle of the night?
Don't check the time, it can make you anxious.
I do that all the time.
Instead, try deep breathing or muscle relaxation again.
And if I'm still awake?
Get up, do something boring, then try again. Don't just lie there frustrated.
Like reading a dull book.
Exactly, a boring book or even gentle stretching.
This is a lot to remember.
Start with small changes. Maybe try the breathing method tonight.
Yeah, I'll start there. Hopefully, I'll finally get some good sleep.